With over 6 decades of sci-fi storytelling behind it, Doctor Who has earned its place as one of the most iconic and enduring television series in history. The show has introduced global audiences to some of the UK's finest acting talent, constantly reinventing itself through different doctors, companions, and tones. Despite all its evolution, Doctor Who has remained remarkably loyal to a familiar formula, one that largely works. However, since its partnership with Disney Plus, fans have begun noticing a pattern that's becoming increasingly hard to ignore. Even with a bigger budget, modern effects, and fresh faces, Doctor Who has started leaning heavily on the past, specifically its obsession with the 10th Doctor. And while nostalgia is powerful, this over-reliance is starting to feel more like creative stagnation than a love letter to longtime fans. The 10th Doctor's shadow still looms too large. There's no denying the importance of David Tennant's portrayal of the 10th Doctor. His era defined a generation of fans, helped mainstream the show outside of the UK, and featured unforgettable chemistry with companions like Rose Tyler, Martha Jones, and Donna Noble. His Doctor was charismatic, romantic, tragic, and, above all, immensely likable. Tennant's return for the 50th anniversary special, The Day of the Doctor, felt like a well-earned victory lap. And even though the special had a mixed reception, the excitement around his reappearance showed how beloved his Doctor still is. After that, the show wisely gave his character some breathing room, allowing Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi, and Jodie Whittaker to each redefine the role in their own way. But once Doctor Who joined forces with Disney Plus, that restraint seemed to vanish. The 60th anniversary saw the 10th Doctor return once again, technically regenerated into the 14th, but with the same face and the same companion in Donna Noble. Though these specials were critically praised and nostalgically satisfying, they reignited a problematic trend, Doctor Who relying too much on its golden era instead of boldly stepping into the future. Doctor Who's nostalgia is becoming a barrier. The return of Tennant and Tate wasn't just a one-off celebration. It seems to have marked a shift in direction. Recent storylines continue referencing and recycling arcs tied to the 10th Doctor, including cryptic references to Rose Tyler's transformation into the 16th Doctor and heavy callbacks to events from nearly 2 decades ago. While longtime viewers may find these nods comforting, newer fans, especially those introduced to the series through Disney Plus, are left on the outside looking in. These plotlines assume familiarity with seasons that aired in the mid-2000s, creating a barrier to entry for audiences who are promised a new era of Doctor Who. Instead of expanding the show's world and mythology, it feels like it's shrinking inward, curating content primarily for its most nostalgic fanbase. The issue isn't with the returning actors themselves. Tennant, Piper, and Tate remain as captivating as ever. The problem lies with the creative direction. With so much talent and so many storytelling opportunities available, why keep rehashing stories that have already been told? Doctor Who must grow beyond its past to survive. Many hoped the Disney Plus partnership would usher in a bolder, more globally attuned version of Doctor Who, one that honored its history but wasn't chained to it. But the show's current arc suggests the opposite. By constantly circling back to the 10th Doctor's era, Doctor Who risks becoming a franchise afraid of its own future. This isn't just a creative problem, it's a commercial one. Today's entertainment landscape is oversaturated with high-concept, big-budget series. If Doctor Who wants to stand out, it needs to offer something new, not just another variation of what it did 20 years ago. The harsh reality of Doctor Who's new financial model. It's worth acknowledging the financial side of this nostalgia loop. Doctor Who's transition from a BBC-only property to a Disney Plus co-production wasn't just about international reach, it was about survival. With declining license fee revenues and stiff competition from streaming giants, the BBC could no longer support Doctor Who at the scale it once did. Disney's involvement brought in a fresh injection of funds, allowing for cinematic production values and more ambitious storytelling. But with that comes pressure. Pressure to appeal to a global audience and to recapture what once worked. And what worked better than Tennant and Tate? From a marketing standpoint, it makes sense, but creatively, it's a dead end if it becomes the show's primary focus. Conclusion. It's time for Doctor Who to regenerate its identity. Doctor Who has always thrived on change. Every regeneration, every new companion, every shift in tone has kept the series alive and relevant. But its current reliance on the past, especially the 10th Doctor's legacy, is undermining its greatest strength, reinvention. It's time for the show to fully embrace its new direction and give the spotlight to the next generation of Time Lords, companions, and storylines. There will always be a place for callbacks and tributes, but Doctor Who needs to stop living in its own shadow. If it doesn't, it may soon find itself becoming the very thing it once stood against: predictable, nostalgic, and stuck in time.